Hello, everyone. It is episode 2 of the Lore and Gold Journey, and as you can see, we have made enough gold to enter the Scarlet Monastery. We would have to trade off 1,000 gold to the Ethereals, and they decided that I can enter the Scarlet Monastery dungeons, including the special ones for killing the Headless Horseman. Those dungeons are going to provide things like more lockboxes. They also have treasures, treasure chests. They have better gear, so I can put on better gear. I can scale up my character quite a bit, so it'll be a really big difference to get to go in there and get some nice upgrades. Now, I did open the lockboxes that I have, or the junk boxes, or whatever they are, the lowest quality. As we can see, reinforced junk box is what they're called. And these actually sell for a little bit. As you can see, I've posted quite a few. This is one of my main ways of making money. And in a little bit, I will get to show you another way that I make money. I will say this is not a reliable way to make money. These shouldn't sell ever, but someone must be collecting them or buying them and reselling them for whatever reason. So either way, I wouldn't rely on these empty poison vials from BC or the just past WoW to make money. We'll actually show you some better ways to make money in the near future. See you there. The second way I've been making money is by entering this crypt. As you can see, I posted it on my last video of where the undeath items drop, and they actually drop from these wailing ancestors. I don't really know if we'll see one on this one little trip, but I'll show you what it looks like. So I'll run into the crypt. Of course, this requires you to be a high enough level to clear things, but if we were to get a drop, I can show you what it is. It's a new transmog, I'll take that. This is how I've made most of my gold so far. I just ran loops around here and I farmed for the specific item, and I'll show you when I actually do get one. And there it is, our first drop just a few minutes later. And I farmed, as you can see, I've sold 11 of these. I've actually got more posted on the auction house right now. And the price you see is real. I'm making hundreds of gold every time I come here and then visit Undercity. One downside is every time I come here and loot these, after you kill so many of these mobs, they slow down in how quickly they're respawning, and so the drop rate goes down as well because, well, we're not killing as many mobs. The spawn rate slows down and it impacts how much gold I make. And then from there, it seems like a good time to just make a trip over to the Scarlet Monastery and see what we can find there. With the Scarlet Key, we actually have a few different dungeons that we can do. It seems like there are 4 of the classic dungeons, and also 2 of the retail ones that were released in Mista Pandaria. Here are my favorite things about each. Are you tired of getting leather scraps and not being able to make anything? Well, in this dungeon, we are given elite hyenas that we can skin for much better skins, and that's going to help us level up our leatherworking. Some of them have nice treasure chests that are always there for some tasty little extra bonus loot. Sometimes when you kill the final boss, you get like 30 mobs that swarm the room, and you can pickpocket and loot all of them. All of them also have this nice nostalgia factor that's included in just being able to see all the old content that you used to do in the past. I'll be honest, when it comes to this one, the only thing it really has going for it is a crypt at the end of this big hall, and I don't really know if there's much else I really like. Whatever. On to the more retail dungeons. This one, you can actually kill the treasures and they will drop gold. And so probably one of my favorite things is just to come in here and think that looting 3 gold on the ground is a lot. It really isn't, but it adds up over time. I probably made a couple of hundred gold running this, so it's not the end of the world that it's not too much gold because it adds up over time. And of course there's everything else in here too, like treasures and stuff. You're going to realize that this one is a bit self-explanatory. You can actually mount up in this spot in the dungeon, and then also after you get through the inside portion between this and the final boss, there's another big open space, and that one you can mount up in too, and that's been really nice for the farming. One of my favorite ways of making gold, and also just keeping myself entertained, has been running dungeons so far. The essence of undeath farms and selling all the BOEs is not super entertaining. Also, pickpocketing isn't super fun either, because we're trying to sell an item that hardly even does sell, which is the lockboxes. Now, the most entertaining thing to me so far isn't even about the gold. Sometimes it's about the transmog, actually, now that we just get some. But also, it's about this leather. We're here for not just gold, it's the lore and gold journey, and part of the lore is relating to just adventures. And in my lore, I am trying to be very self-sustaining and be able to farm my own professions up a bit. I know my skinning is much higher than leatherworking, but that's just how it goes. Outside of this dungeon, we're actually just getting regular leather, light leather, as we can see here. And we can't level our skill up all the way using just light leather. We have to use a mixture of leathers. And one thing I found that really excited me was coming in here and finding that these hyenas were both elite and skinnable. And that's how I've been able to... I haven't really leveled up quite yet, but I've been able to collect the stuff to actually get the levels. Most of the gold I'm actually making in these dungeons isn't even the BOEs. Sometimes it is the poison vials if someone's just feeling interested in buying them, collecting them. I don't know what they're doing with them. But also, the raw gold from drops like this, as we can see, it's about 3 gold and almost a quarter of an additional gold. And also the boss drops gold, every mob drops gold, or silver for that matter. Every treasure chest does, iron log boxes. Let's see what's in here. Just random BOEs. That's a pretty common one. But anyway, it's been an okay way to make money. It's not nearly as effective as doing the other methods, like the Essence of Undeath farm. I'm getting like 1,000 gold every time I show up there. 10 runs, and I mean, which might take about a little over an hour, but that's all I need to be able to leave the zone. One extra thing I like to mention before we move on is that this buckler, or any transmog that I don't have, I've decided to just learn them. I like to collect them. I have maybe about 1/3 of the transmogs in the game, and that doesn't sound like a lot, but it is a crazy amount. It's like 35,000 appearance sources, and so I've been really enjoying that. But yeah, we'll check out some of the other things I've enjoyed while doing these runs. So by the end of that last dungeon I ran, I wanted to show you the Scarlet Key drop that you can get from a treasure chest in that same boss room. And it turns out you actually can only get one per week, and normally I don't complete that whole dungeon because most of the loot I'm going for is all this leather to level up my leatherworking. But this key can drop from 2 places. As you can see, based on the all the things add-on text, it says found in the chest after killing Arcanist Doan. So yes, you can get it from inside the dungeon, but of course you need access to the dungeon to get inside there anyway. The other method is by killing the Headless Horseman, though that's a bit time sensitive as you can only do that during All Hallows End. Otherwise, you can just buy it off the auction house. As you can see, it shows that it's unique, but it doesn't say how many or how you can sell it. It just says that there's no soulbind, and since there is no soulbind, you're able to just sell it on the auction house. And right now, it's only being sold for like 500 gold or something. Not many people farm the items, but there's a few on there. I don't think mine will ever sell. I found out that I have 2 of them, and I don't remember ever looting the first one. But yeah, I figured that was a cool tidbit of information on how to obtain it. To offer some beneficial visuals, I'd like to kind of show you how it works. So I turned off the Scarlet Key by exiting the area, and as you can see, these purple portals are to the retail ones. And there's only 2, we can't open these doors. So we're going to make our way over to the keys, which are just hanging out on the wall over here. And all you have to do is buy it to be able to get access to this. So if you ever wanted to do this yourself, it's very easy to do. Hence why the mats that drop out of here aren't actually too expensive, because people can farm it and they drop commonly, and so it's not very profitable. But you can get some old content gear and transmogs, and there's a little bit of gold to be made. But here we are. As you can see, the portal has changed colors both sides, and these are now clickable. Now, I don't know if these portals are technically hidden behind here because we can't unlock those and you need this key, but now we can enter the old version of the... Oh, locked out. We can enter the old version of the dungeons, And then just to lose the key buff, I wonder, can you just click on it? Yeah, that works. Otherwise you can exit and fly out to, I mean, just a few feet. I just tested this out, and it seems like if you just exit, it's gone, but if you fly out here, it's already dropped off. So that's just one way to get access to the dungeon, is by using that key and getting, I mean, I guess you could get summoned in there too. I wonder how that would work, but either way, figured it would be interesting to see the visual of the actual key itself. If you ever consider making gold a different way, in just more of an entertaining kind of way, skinning, it's cool to get leather, but also it's pretty cool to have a ton of mobs run in at once, not try to attack you, and then pickpocket all of them simultaneously. It's actually really satisfying. So this is actually in the Scarlet Monastery Armory, and if you would like to maybe try for greens off of these mobs, sometimes they drop gems, you get copper every time you pickpocket them, which really isn't great. But just the fact that there's like 50 mobs here, you can get all these junk boxes. Not actually 50, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of them. It's nice to make a nice pickpocket line. Then also you can kill all of them at the same time too, and they all have pretty decent drop rates of just greens. Cloth. Cloth is worth a little bit of gold, and actually these are battered junk boxes and not worn ones, so they can drop some items that are worth something, at least. Copper. Seems about right, though. This is on par with what I normally get. These poison vials, as I said, they can sell for some gold. Either way, we can look into the next method now. Alright, and we're back here at the entrance. I'm not going to waste my time killing all of these because they get pulled when you kill Whitemane, or if you pull more green. We'll find out shortly. Yeah, there we go. I could have pickpocketed them all, but I have more than enough gold to complete the 10k. In the mailbox, most likely. I haven't fully checked yet, but I believe that's accurate. And then also I can tell you a little tidbit. You know, I say this is the golden lore journey, and I understand like getting a little bit more gold is pretty cool. The likelihood of getting gold from pickpocketing, not super high. A lot of gold is going to come from this. I've actually found that some of these actually sell for a little bit, so we're going to check them out. And then I'm also going to tell you a little bit of lore about this secret gentleman on this side of the room here. Gotta pull this torch. High Inquisitor Fairbanks? Yes. This man is rumored to be the head of the Scarlet Crusade, one of the heads, alongside Alexandros Mograine, and he was at the Calling of Stratholme. He was meant to be killed when they visited Stratholme an additional time. However, he wasn't. He was kind of piled on top of by a bunch of dead undead when the Ashbringer was used to just clobber a bunch of them, of the Scourge. And he decided to, I don't even know how he got caught, but he wrote down the tale of Alexandros Mograine and how he died, and in that tale it includes him being betrayed. He was murdered by the Ashbringer, actually, and then it became the corrupted Ashbringer. And in the future version of this dungeon, we are told to go kill this guy because, I mean, Scarlet Crusade leader seems about right. Even if he's undead, we should probably kill him. In the future version of this dungeon in retail, when you go into that room, which I will show you in the near future, he's dead. So you can see that our mission was actually successful. On to the next one. A final note for things that I've been enjoying in the old dungeons is specifically these chests. Some of them can only be opened by rogues, but I believe every other chest in these instances, there's always guaranteed 2 in most of them. One of them can be opened by everyone, one can open be opened by rogues alone. And we got these insignia boots, so it's just a free, nice little transmog for us. So I'll just go ahead and learn that. And then one thing I've never really clarified while I'm in here is that the greens that are dropping, and some of them that I'm learning transmogs for, they also include a little upgrade for me, and that's always really nice. Other than that, there's not much else to this dungeon. There's this room. Usually there's a treasure chest kind of on the sides next to these pillars, statues. I might miss it looking for it because I don't know where all of the spawns are. I just know they can be on either side of them. And then the final thing is going down in that crypt and killing Blood Mage Thalnos, which I guess was important enough to be included in original Hearthstone. He's a legendary card. I don't really know that much about Blood Mage Thalnos, though. Fairbanks, I knew a little bit. This guy, I have no idea. I don't even know if he has pockets. Oh, he does. Nice. Well, it's a gold and a half. We'll take it. Alright, as promised, we were going to go check on the High Lord, and as you can see, he's dead. He was a man, he died, he came back to life, he had a second chance, and then we murdered him. Sometimes life is unfair, Banks. In my opinion, the only real benefits of the new dungeons from Mista Pandaria are both the gold drops, as you can see here, the gold coins, give you a few gold, and then also the mobs themselves can drop additional items, like treasure chests. So overall, the gear drops are less good, because they're like strictly from retail. And the old drops are a bit rarer, less common to come by, especially because less people farm it. But in here, you're getting the Mista Pandaria junk boxes, and also, like I looted a gold lockbox recently, and there's better lockboxes, so I guess there's better opportunity. That is really funny, a scorched scarlet key. Man, that is a nice nod to the scarlet key. I didn't realize it was actually an item back in Classic until today, but now that I do, that's funny, especially because of the key that we have to equip to go into the old ones. But either way, yeah, most of the gold is just from the drops from the bosses, sometimes the junk boxes, and then also it's going to be from the treasure chest that we just picked up. So, there you have it. Now it is a good time to go show you how I got this much money. I actually recently opened up my mailbox and made a ton, so I'll get to show you what that looks like, and then that clip won't actually show you how I got to this amount. From this amount, it's just more Essence of Undeath. The majority of my gold this run was, or this zone, is Essence of Undeath, and I hope to add a bit more variety in the future. I'm not just going to farm that all the time, I'm still going to show you the interesting stuff. We're going to be looking at other dungeons like Wailing Caverns, there's other rares, other mobs, we have Orgrimmar, hopefully Orgrimmar can have some profit to me as well. But there you have it. That's about all of the farming that I did. And let's go open that mailbox so we can just take a look at how big of a jump we were able to make in one single loot. Okay, so we have been farming a few days of random loot. That includes the Essence of Undeath, and it also includes the dungeons. And as you can see, I'm holding on to some of the leather. I think I want to still upgrade my leatherworking just for fun. Why not? I've also got some gear sets. I have gear sets for another alt of mine. It is time that I open up my mailbox and see if we hit the big 10K. Oh, we're getting there. There we go. We did it. We did it. All right. In the next video, what we will be doing is we will be making our way to Orgrimmar. That's going to be my next zone, and that's my final decision. We're locking it in. In conclusion of Tirisfal Glades, I figured I'd just give a good screenshot or a good image of all of the parts of the zone that we visited. So of course we quested all the way through here, we killed all the rares in the whole zone. We have Undercity on the right hand side, we have the Scarlet Monastery on the left hand side, and we also have this area down here which we farmed all of the Essence of Undeath. Just for frame of reference, as this is the best moneymaker in the zone, hands down. The crypt, it's right there. So if you enjoyed this zone, let me know, and I'm just going to keep doing more zones until someone tells me a better idea, because I think this is the way that we should do it. If you need more kind of information included in these videos, or if you're more interested in one specific aspect, or need me to build on one more, it's hard to cover all of the aspects that are a part of this video all at once. So having the lore, I try to put little tidbits of information. The goal journey, I try to put in my own personal experience to kind of just display the things I know. And thank you so much. I think it's time that we go unlock the new zone. It is time to lose a big chunk of cash.
It would be my pleasure to help you.
Here we go.
I know our endeavors will prove profitable.
Thank you so much for stopping by. I'll see you on the other side.